The parallels between hip-hop and sneakers is it's about street identity. Hip-hop music started on the streets. It comes from the ground up.
Please, allow me to show you something.
I guess in the early 80s when hip-hop emerged, it had a very strong style identity. I guess my awareness of sneakers really came from that. Sneaker culture and sneaker collecting wasn't really a thing until much later. Campus, rivalries, forums. I guess I bought sneakers for purely functional purposes. We were always out BMXing. You know, and because we're outside so much, you would burn through shoes like crazy. You know, they would get messed up. You know. One of my most underrated pairs is probably these New Balance 576. So these were a Crooked Tongues collaboration. Back in the day, they were real innovators and way ahead of the game in terms of the hype culture today. They were doing collaborations before anybody else. I love them because they're one of the first collaborations. I remember as a contributor towards Crooked Tongues, I used to do this radio show for them. They'd invite me in, and usually it was quite secretive. Unless you actually worked in there, you didn't know which collaborations they were going to do and when they were going to drop. It was just such a genuine creative process when Crooked Tongues did these collaborations, and nobody else was doing it. It was, I don't think we realized how significant it was at the time, but looking back at how significant those collaborations were because they were so ahead of the game. And now there's a collaboration announced every day. And their choice of shoe was always just very non-obvious, you know? It was an education process, and the creative guys that were behind these collaborations were so knowledgeable about sneaker culture. And this was in the early 2000s. This is almost like 20 years ago that they were doing this. It was a collaborative process between everyone and kind of in that office and that community and the brands themselves, and to have free reign and a blank canvas to kind of do whatever you want was unprecedented.
I think this even predates sneaker articles, you know?
New Balance have always known how to collaborate with creatives, and this is one of the first and best iterations, I think.